development is a natural thing, guys. It happens to the good ones, the bad ones. It happens to everyone. So if you don't understand what character development is, it's just being in the dating scene and, being hugely disappointed, heartbroken, all those things put together. Now, one thing that could happen from this happening to you, the character development, is that some people get so disappointed and they quit dating. So we're looking at how to go through the disappointments of that without quitting or giving up on the dating scene. Zulu.
And as you said, sometimes you're using that term to mean the opposite. Character destruction.
Yes.
It's not the experiences that build you. It's the way you respond to the experiences. Sometimes we are too eager and presumptuous to take caution. And there's a difficulty if you are to explain a person who has never felt the excitement of love and to tell them even when you feel it, as long as you are in this season, these circumstances are there, refuse it. To resist something that feels so good, so nice, you needed to have had a lot of understanding and training, a lot of present support.
Yeah.
So many of our heartbreaks are coming because at the time you're experiencing love for the first time, or after what they call dry spell, a long period of not experiencing it, you feel like you are due for relief. You have been fasting. You've been starving.
Yes.
You've been in a lonely place.
Yeah.
And this person sweeps you off your feet. You just start conversing and you feel something different with them and you feel like more alive, more excited. You feel validated. You feel they excited. There are people just start talking and something is different. You know something is different. Just the way they say this or say the other or say the other. Or the way they are just aloof. If you are sick enough, you can be excited by aloofness, inconsistency. There are people who crush on a person who is hard. Difficult to figure out.
It's mystery. Like to solve one.
That's the language.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And when they find a person who is consistent and attentive and available.
Boring. Zulu, they did a song.
Oh.
Many songs about how good boys.
No, the nice guy syndrome is a different thing.
Okay, cool.
The nice guy is one who is too eager to please.
Yes.
And who therefore appears desperate.
Notes.
So the nice guy has been discussed, and perhaps you should also come up with it when they discuss it.
We need to.
You can put off a person by doing too much.
Okay.
So if you appear too sure about them, too quick to want, this, and yet you're supposed to still appear to want them alone.
Yeah.
But in a certain way that also allows them to know they're not dealing with a cheap person. There should be subliminal messages that says you too are quite somebody. You should insert that as a guy. So the nice guy syndrome was to want you may want Mwekali and you deny her the chance to want you back.
Yes.
By too much pestering with attention, giving so much. You are selling land to bring her a car. She's wondering, oh my God, you sold your blood. Okay, she's happy for the car. She's wondering, so what do you expect in return? Do I have a chance to weigh what he says? Is this love or obsession?
Yeah.
Do you value yourself? What am I getting into? Do I have space to maintain my individuality? How much compliance do you expect in return? This is so quick. Were you dying? Were you suffocating for lack of love? Where are you coming from? Can you slow down?
Yeah.
So you can be too nice until you put off. Even people would have liked you.
Yeah.
Step back and give them a chance to miss you. Greet as a gentleman, but with also reservation.
Yeah.
Giving them a room to walk away. It is that knowing that you can leave them alone that makes them think twice.
Yeah.
But when they know you can't leave them alone.
Yeah.
No, the human instinct is to want to liberate themselves from that confinement. Do not trigger the desire, the human instinct for freedom. Always leave the chance for people to say no, and they will have to think before they say the no, because they know you will take it.
Yeah.
You can take a no.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? So they know when they draw it, okay, it was nice meeting you. Thank you so much. So that answers the question why young men have been asking historically. When I was pursuing her, she was uninterested. When I stopped pursuing, now she came back.
Yeah.
That is a simple psychology. You pursued so feverishly. She used the no to defend herself because it's like you are trying to abduct her. You came like this.
Like a flood.
She was not given a chance to look. What is that? Okay. And so... So even you in her position, what would you have said?
I know.
A guy emerges from the crowd all over you. I want you. You ran.
You ran.
When now you gave her room to breathe and think and reflect on what you say.
Yes.
She said, oh, maybe he has potential. Let me see.
Yeah.
Hey, you saw how you doing? Now you're talking to me, you review stuff with me that side. Hey, you made a proposal, I examined it.
Yes. Yes.
Wanted to give you a chance. Are you still interested? Now you women, I found another one. You ring and delete it. That is immaturity.
Yes.
When, in fact, one advantage of conversing with the lady without throwing that subject every day is that you are giving her, after you've dropped your interest, converse normally now over many topics of life, displaying your personality to help her evaluate, giving her the chance to peruse your petition.
Yes. That's the language we're in. Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Let her look at it.
Yeah.
Before she delivers judgment, she also needs to have reasoned it out. Wait what she's getting into.
Yeah.
So don't just disappear and then you block her because she did not accept the first time. Even you, would you accept the first time? Is it even practical? So that bombarding with attention of necessity cannot be accepted as it is because you're being swallowed as a person.
Yeah.
And you wanted to maintain your independence.
Yes.
Remember healthy relationships, balance between intimacy and independence.
Okay.
Closeness and separateness.
Wow.
Having oneness as a couple and having individualities unswallowed. It is the circles of the Olympics. We have, you have individuality, I have mine, we have something we share.
Yes.
But you still have a life.
Yeah.
I still have a life. That's what enriches our common life.
Yeah.
You have your day, I have my day. When we meet, we have stories. We have friends. We have where we meet in between. So what we are discussing today is not what people talk about here, the repeated heartbreaks that show that you are not learning. But hey, if you have been heartbroken too many times, are you learning? Stop blaming the string of exes.
Yes.
Don't even cast them online. No point. Maybe they're not following.
Yes.
Remember the story. A lady would drive at a certain neighborhood.
Yeah.
By that gate.
Yeah.
With the windows down and music blaring.
Yes.
To tell the ex that she's made it better. Only to realize he had moved 2 years before. She came to be told. She had been making a show to nobody.
Nobody. Oh, God.
Stop making shows to your exes. They are a lesson to you.
Absolutely.
They are an example of what you should not repeat.
Yeah.
So X should mean example. No.
Yes. Yes.
Check what lesson they illustrated. I told you why exes are painful in society. Because you're having sex with people.
Aha.
An ex without sex is usually not that damaging.
Yeah.
It's because you gave our all. Somebody knows you're there. Somebody can say something and disturb your feelings for quite some hours.
We have seen.
Whether it is true or false.
Yeah.
They can just post something comfortably on their Twitter. Without mentioning names. They'll even say there. I don't mention names, but...
If you know, you know.
We can reduce the number of people who know your nakedness.
Yeah.
You don't know where people are headed. Do you know one problem we saw with one lady who rose to become a big person in society, but then the boyfriend of those days had remained where they were. And when she wanted to run for an elective seat, her opponents went to fish out that ex, who they also had a child or two with.
Yes.
To display to the public who is asking to be elected and how she has abandoned Apparently. One problem with the people you expose yourself to.
Yeah.
They're not growing, and you are growing.
Yeah.
People will wait. When you're up there, and they want to bring you out, they'll drench. And they bribe the person.
Yes.
So they brought this guy, look, then gave him stories to say about this, how she mistreated me, how she acts like this. And they succeeded to discourage the woman.
Oh.
Minimize your dirty deeds when you're young. You don't know how far your star is going.
Okay.
And the people you get involved with, some are at home. I was asking people the other day, that level is their home, they're comfortable.
Yes.
Mindsets determine
Yeah.
how far people go.
That's true.
It's the energy, the drive they want. What we are discussing is not the reckless, repeated, same pattern of dating and mistakes, which may haunt you for eons, which may haunt you for days on end.
Yeah.
Because you're giving people, you're exposing yourself to people who can use that to attack you maliciously when you are at the brink of your destiny. When you're about to ask, as I told you, I've seen people who had the potential to become community national leaders.
Yeah.
Voices in their generation. But because of the things they did in their personal life, they get involved with an emotional terrorist who they give enough material to go blow them up out there.
Yes.
So a person feels like they want some entertainment, and they pull out something and they post it on their Instagram. A quick instruction, ladies. Whenever you see that a guy has this, always.
Oh, goodness.
And because you wanted some amusement, you are now the piecemeal for amusement.
Yeah.
And people know her history. She know she's associated with you. She does not need to mention names anymore.
No.
Whatever she says, people always inform you.
Yes.
They tag. So, whenever they see something, they insinuate, and the vloggers go looking for the update.
Yes.
And I noticed that when elected leaders came up, people now went digging for baby daddies.
Oh, yes.
And baby mamas.
Yes.
And now they tag your name there.
Oh, yes.
Mwikali's baby dad, now that Mwikali is governor, the baby daddy is more recognizable.
Yes.
They will drag.
They will. They will.
So they'll say, Mwikali's baby daddy said, now he used to be Eric somebody. Now suddenly, because Mwikali is governor, Mwikali is president.
Yeah.
Now the quickest way to catch attention is to tag. So Mwikali, one of the reasons we get hurt and we call it character development is about repeated mistakes, refusal to learn, consequences of things, habits of thinking and doing things that we have refused to outgrow.
Yeah.
Never blame the people. You gave them the power to hurt you. And I'm not saying they are never on the wrong, but if a person hurts you in a certain way, what does it tell you? You are vulnerable there.
Yes.
Today we are talking about the other legitimate disappointment that is a part of an integral part of the process of searching. There's a level of disappointment that is granted. Okay, in John it said in 16:33, in the world you will have tribulations.
Yes.
But be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. So today we are giving good cheer for the tribulations ahead.
Okay.
So the disappointments we have involve the following. There are only 3 categories and they have 3 solutions as well.
Okay.
It's a person you have developed hopes with before you declare your intentions, before you know enough about them.
Yeah.
But they look like they can fit. And so you start to picture and feel how to alive with them, to picture it with them, and to build with them, and they look like they fit what you're looking for. You're silently hoping they're feeling the same.
Yes.
This has not gone far, it's not yet. Remember, when you date right, you don't have sex with people.
Yeah.
When you date right, you learn them through friendship and conversations. When you date right, you don't, weekend over here. No. So, the one inherent cause of disappointment is a person you have built up in your mind to test how it would feel to be them, because you have to do that with the people before you marry them.
Okay.
One reason people are disappointed in marriage, they did not picture the person as being their partner. They pictured them as being on a night with them. They just imagined a sexual escapade.
Okay.
They did not draw trajectories into 20 years into future. Now they're being forced to live a life they never imagined this way.
Yes.
They feel tricked,
Yeah.
trapped. The one disappointment, you hear people talking that a lot of resentment about their partner. Wondering, at what point did you move from loving them enough to marry them to hate them so much, to describe them with so much anger?
Yeah.
They did not imagine a life with them. They imagined a night with them. Then they were trapped in that night, forced to stay for a life.
Yeah.
One time when that 13:30 of John, when Judas betrayed our Lord, it says he went out and it was night. It was night. You imagine this person for a night. It was a night. In the darkness.
Yes.
Many of the people you have to force to stare them during the day,
Yeah.
you only had them, it was night. And now you're to spend the day of, sometimes a whole lifetime is described as a day.
Yeah.
You hear in the day of John the Baptist.
Yes.
And I hope Mikali becomes so significant that your generation becomes named after you. As they name other people, so, oh, was it during Mikali's time? Yes. Mikali was not part of the conversation. She's a reference point for the years we are describing. The Bible does not have those years of 1920 or 500 BC. They did not record them that way. They recorded with the people.
Yeah.
The days of Deborah. The days of Abraham.
Yes.
The days of... Apparently what is being counted from the other side is not the empty days we have here.
No.
Is what we did with the days.
Yes.
Is who accomplished what they came here to do. I want you to not be led by immediate desires until you're being entangled to life. That's a reversed way. You're supposed to think long term to make decisions now. But your emotions, our feelings are very immediate and urgent and pressing on us.
Yeah.
They make us do things now that now entangle us for something that goes for long term. So the one disappointment you can't avoid is a person you had imagined and built up as a possibility. And now you thought the search is over. One reason we usually want to settle is so that we are tired. Searching is work. If you search right, it's work.
Yeah.
It's a waiting, it's patience. And it's opening yourself emotionally every time.
Yeah.
It's displaying yourself like a commodity in the best way you can.
Yes.
Nobody wants to feel commoditized.
No.
But this is a market and you have to display your wares in a way that is appealing. If you sell cars, you can't keep them dusty.
No.
You have to keep washing and dusting and polishing.
Polishing.
There's dust, but you clean again.
Yes.
Are you lying with there's dust everywhere? Where are you hiding reality? No, I'm making it more presentable. I'll just be me. I'll just be myself. I'm just
take
myself.
it or leave it. Wait.
It will be left every time. People always choose the leave it side.
Yes.
So whatever you're selling, you have to keep it. And now this time, you're the commodity. I saw this meme of saying how ladies change after a date when they enter their car. The things they remove and now they change.
Hey, hey.
They remove the shoes, they remove the
lashes.
Suddenly they become like a mafia now, just sipping coke. And the kind of music they play there is like finally a break. It was not pretense, it was presentation.
Yes.
Because both of these people are her. And when you marry her, you get both.
Yes.
So you're not pretending, you're wearing a costume for that.
Yeah.
So one reason we can't wait to settle is so that the interviews, when you're doing interviews, you ask so many things that are not even attached to the practical duties.
Yes.
They're hiring you for IT, but they're asking about your team working airports, how you behave with money, how you do, whether you're drinking, personal. They're hiring you for IT, but they're checking every potential source of problems. So you have to keep up abreast, alert. to answer anything.
Yes.
Dating is interviews.
That's true.
You are taking interviews. When you finally get the job, you will not always be on that kind of alert. You'll be delivering the tasks in front of you. You'll have more room to be yourself.
Yeah.
That's how dating is. We are not pretending. No, as IT people, they hardly wear suits. So I just came and say, this is how we are. We are just, it matters with what we deliver. For us, we are not too formal, In fact, we prefer the freedom to, according to hours. We can sleep at 2 a.m. or just, it's about the software development. It's not so much about how we really don't care about what I'm sipping. I came with my coffee, so don't bother. I'm just trying to be real, you guys. Would you talk like that?
Never.
And yet, after you get the job, you can behave like that.
Yes.
And it will not be wrong.
It won't be wrong. They probably don't be official for sure. Yeah.
In fact, they're notoriously anti-official.
Yes.
Engineers and IT people, they love their freedom too much. They only have one outfit for going for those kind of meetings,
yes.
for presenting to clients and what this one does. And then they can't wait to remove the suit. They are free. They're developing the software on the bed. Yes. I saw Zuckerberg saying how you had the mattress on the floor, developing Facebook.
Yeah.
That's how they do it.
Yes.
Sometimes they call themselves hackathons. That's why to hack difficult things and just sleeping there. And the guys who developed Google,
Yeah.
Just two guys and 1 week at night, very informal, relaxed, because it's meant to work and it's very rigorous. So they wanted freedom to catch a snack here, go outside there, walk in the night there. So much abstract and straining of the mind is like they wanted that kind of freedom.
Yeah.
But if you have to present it to normal clients, we don't know that kind of lifestyle, please. Can you come here normally? Can you wear in a way we understand? Michael, when you go interviews, yes. Anticipate what the searchers of wives expect. Give them that, because that's part of you as well.
Oh, okay.
That's what you put forward today.
Yes.
Dress like a well-behaved, mannered wife who has the capacity to bring up good children, to behave the task.
Yeah.
He also knows, even himself, he's not always like this.
Yeah.
So he does not expect you to be like that at home. Neither will he be like this.
Yeah.
So we go home with discernment, and this is not pretense, this is presentation. Okay. Pretense requires your discernment to peer through. The one disappointment is after you've built a person up in your mind, and you've seen and you've talked for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you're both excited about each other, then you come drop the question. How do ladies drop the question? I'm talking about from the guy. I'll tell you. Michael, you can get tired. This person has aroused your appetite.
Yes.
And they're just there.
What are we?
No, don't ask what are we. That's too direct.
Okay.
You both know you're just friends with hopes.
Yes.
And so, as a guy now, I can come and ask, how about we? Stop looking at him as if it's real. If it was real, I look.
It's been so many years for you, I think you've forgotten.
That question is very dangerous for men.
Yes.
It places your destiny in the hands of a woman.
That's true.
Whatever she answers will change your direction. You're giving her an offer to take over your life.
Yes. Yes.
And you're hoping she does.
You're asking her to.
So, by the time you pop the question as a guy, you have sweated, you have revised, prayed, paced up and down, typed things, deleted, type, delete, delete, show up, pace, and you're meeting at 10, you are there at 8:01. You're hoping it's not too early. Jimo, is it too early? I don't bother. She's not coming right now. So just keep yourself busy.
Yeah.
Man, it's 8:48. Man,
Is it that tough for guys? Is it?
My friend, when you have seen a woman you want,
okay.
it's the tension of win or lose.
Oh, okay.
The tension is really about, will I score, will I fail? Will I go back to drawing board? Will we take off?
Okay.
Yeah. And then you're meeting there and you, oh my God, sometimes phones have helped us to drop cues and get tentative answers.
That prepare you.
But if you drop it carelessly, you spoil your chances. You don't appear serious. She has had many guys all around. I saw one lady saying, "This young boy is coming to my inbox, calling me hey and a hello. I don't have biscuits to give you. Please don't be savage." That is so savage to these boys. So, if you talk too carelessly, you'll be bundled to the boys.
Yes.
Your presentation should look serious.
Yeah, sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And one time I asked that girl that question. She asked me, what? What more than friends?
Oh.
Can you take a relation to the next level? Which level? She was not feeling it. And the way I had timed it
Had
to
you
do it
done
the
the-
wedding.
Eh?
When there's romance in the air.
Oh my God, you did what?
I was riding on another guy's. She was one of the maids dressed.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see. Okay.
And
love is in the air, you
I
know.
mean,
Like, wouldn't you want that? Now, this could be us.
that guy was savage. She just didn't feel it.
Guy, she has to what level?
So I when you've presented that question and they don't feel it, you'll be
Yes.
disappointed inevitably.
That's true.
How does a lady do it herself when she feels like it's ripe for us to decide?
Oh, please help us.
When you have interacted and known this person enough and everything is suggestive. The behavior is suggestive. The way you guys are rhyming. The way you laugh. Don't marry people you don't laugh with.
That's true.
Are we together?
Yes.
Life is too dry
Yeah.
to marry another dryness.
No.
So it's not just a crash. Nimemkofia. Don't die first. Please get that person who lightens you up. Please. Ikukufia, the kind of language people are using for love. Oh my God. The way I've crashed.
Hey, me, I fail.
No, please make sure also your stories are vibrant.
Okay, that's
Conversations
true.
bring
Yes.
new life.
Yes.
And when you are stressed, they give you life. He came that you may have life and have it more abundantly.
Yes.
Rejoice in the Lord. Life and joy and abundant life should be part of the package you are signing up for.
Absolutely.
You know, don't fall in love where you are not laughing. Are we together?
Ooh. You just do these things randomly. Like, where do they come from?
So it's the way the conversations are vibrant and you're feeling like. So you don't want to interrupt that kind of nice interaction by asking them, you make up your mind or go out.
Oui.
Okay. You don't want to lose the friendship either.
Yes.
But the direction is romantic.
Yeah.
It's not bro code. It's not the familiarity one. The chemistry is there. But this guy is not posing the question. You have two options as a lady, and they always work. Okay. They are indirect, but they're effective.
Okay.
And they don't involve, where are we headed?
What are we?
What are we is too lazy, please.
Okay.
It's too directed, embarrassing. And after that question, you can no longer be easy. Because I wonder whether every time we talk, you are thinking romance.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes me uneasy.
Yeah.
So, you simply reduce the romantic, flirtatious interaction.
Okay.
Tone down for two reasons. For your own feelings, to stop fanning them.
Okay.
Please.
Two. I have moved on.
Stop the flirtatious one.
Yes.
Tone it down.
Yeah.
For the second reason is to safeguard yourself against manipulators who lead you to the deep end.
Yeah.
To take advantage of you there. Some people know they don't really want you. But you seem available for some fun.
Yeah.
So, because they know you're not an easy person, you have kept yourself. When you're sober, you are impossible to manipulate. So they try to make you drunk with love.
Ooh.
So they serve you more whiskey of love, more, until you lose your sanity.
Yeah.
So, reduce the flirtatious one. And how you reduce it, you tone down the frequency of the chats. He will sense you're pulling back. That has a psychological question of, are we going on or shall we stop this? Use job. Job is always a perfect excuse.
Yeah. I'm very busy.
Can you talk in the evening? Imagine I'm somewhere now.
Yeah. Hold on.
Used to talk for 2 hours. Used to chat until 2 a.m.
Yes.
Until you are yawning the next day. Sleeping because you talked throughout the night. You met at 4 a.m. until the hotel had to tell you they have to close at 12 midnight. You guys are still there, caught in your own world. Customers have left. The poor the waitress is waiting when these ones will finish. You have pity on them. Everybody has gone.
Oh.
So the prolonged, the sweet, you want this to be the life you want.
Yes.
You want it so much. But this person is not posing the question.
No.
So reduce the availability. You don't cut immediately.
Yes.
It's a challenge for them.
Yeah.
What is this? A guy who wanted you, they will realize, okay, they'll get the sense. This girl is thinking of other people another direction. Let me run quickly. Now they'll be forced to pose the question. The other way, you yourself, to initiate them to think is, if you realize he's just afraid of you. Some people are being rejected and traumatized by being rejected, but they don't want to risk another rejection.
Yes.
You can behave in a manner that tells them they are welcome, but you don't do it directly yourself.
Yeah.
For example, when they have an event or something, give them a gift that suggests love. You do calculated, measured gestures that you also love them, but that does not put them in a position, love me back.
Okay.
Don't tell them, I like you, do you like them back? I love you, do you love me back? Don't do that.
Okay.
What you do is to meet a need you see in their life that shows them. And many of these things will be occasional. They don't involve racking your brain throughout the night.
Yeah.
They simply involve a place of need they're in. They can tell you. Sometimes it can be you accompany them to a trip to some place.
Yeah.
We talked about those catalysts of romance, and one of them was a ride. When you ride together, you can learn people outside the clock of their work, outside the cover-up of their job. So these are conversations that must continue.
Yes, they must. They must.
So
they must continue.
So
because
it's inevitable that when you have built a person in your head, when they come say, unfortunately, it's not possible, you'll be disappointed. How do you handle that disappointment? You'll be disappointed. You'll accept the conclusion that saved you from collapsing. When you start pulling back as a lady, when you tone down to make him think or disappear, let him decide or disappear. When you start toning down, you end up general friends now without the chemistry and the romantic fire. Or they vanish into the air and you know they were not for you. Or he's just from the stories he was told, he's traumatized by rejections. And he had built up hopes in ladies and they dropped him down badly. Although he has healed, he still looks very, you can see once he talks by language, you give a gesture that says you're welcome to propose, you're welcome to ask the question. But after you've done that kind of behavior that shows maybe being available for him during a time of need, for example, you don't want to be friend-zoned or used as a prop while they're being attracted to another person. You do it in a measured manner. After you've dropped the welcome message, you leave. Let them now do it. If they can't do it, you have to be disappointed. Sometimes you are healing from a person who you are not exactly dating. You had built the hopes. The disappointment here will be measured in saying, at least I'm free now to check next. So the stopping of who you are dealing with to move to the next is part of the searching journey. It's the same disappointment when you liked a house, you discover one problem with it. You'd like this car, discover one problem. You'd like this dress, the way I'd loved it, so it has a patch here, I'm sorry. So it's normal, but just say, I'm now free to move to the next. Yes.
Absolutely. And you need to set strong boundaries to protect your softness, or else you'll come to think your softness is actually a mistake. Yet actually the mistake is failing to put a fence around your softness. Flowers are delicate, but we still grow them. How? By keeping them protected. And that's the case with your beautiful heart. If you know you have an instinct to give without reserve once you fall in love, you must then watch carefully who you fall in love with. That's the best place to exercise control and caution. And if you once lost yourself in a relationship with the wrong person, the experience should have awakened you to who you are without scaring you away from love overall. If you run away, you'll trip and fall. If you stop and assess, you can adjust your approach and give yourself another chance.